Welcome back, you guys, to the next episode for how to use a 3D printer for dummies, I guess, for that little series that I started. Because I wanted to mention, all of mostly of yesterday, I was trying to get octoprint set up. Like, I had it set up already, and I have a Raspberry Pi 4, I think it's the 4B, I'm not exactly sure, but I know it's the 4. And it uses USB-C to actually plug in the power, and I already 3D printed that case right there, as you can see, and that red light is showing that it is on. So I already had it set up, but then like yesterday I hadn't used my 3D printer for like a month, so then I tried turning it on and trying to connect it to the Wi-Fi, and it didn't want to do it. So like it was saying, it was like not they said server not located or not available or something like that whenever I got onto the website. But I just installed it, so I was doing all that off of that laptop over there, and my mom's watching anime right now, that's why it's on. But either way, I want to mention that the reason why I was having an issue, I believe, is because I was trying to use this laptop. I don't think there's anything wrong with the laptop, but I don't know if there's like a file or something corrupting it or something, but all I know is that this laptop that I have, this is basically like my tester laptop. I use this one whenever I want to do like some coding or do something that I don't really want to do on the other laptop. I could probably do all this off of my desktop because I have basically 3 computers right now, 2 laptops and really like 2 desktops, but I don't use the other desktop. Either way, I just want to mention that if you're having issues trying to set up octoprint, then you may want to switch over to another computer. That's what I did to get my stuff running. So I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube about how to set up octoprint onto a Raspberry Pi. You can use the lowest one, really would be the lowest recommended that would work, would be the Raspberry Pi 3. So the Raspberry Pi 4 is what I have right now, but if you go into, you have to download this file. It's called the Raspberry Pi Imager. You can see right here I have Imager 1.8.5 Raspberry Pi, and I'm going to push continue because I already had everything set up. So I removed the SD card, and that's what's inside there on the website right now. But as you can see over here on the far left, you select your device. You can choose the Raspberry Pi 5. I don't have that one yet, so I haven't selected that. And you can select the Raspberry Pi 4, and I'm pretty sure the 3 is in there somewhere. I just don't know exactly where it's at because I only got the 4. And I do have a Raspberry Pi 0, but I've read about it not being compatible for octoprint for some reason. I don't know if it has the processing power to do it. So I think since it's like a Raspberry 1 type, since it's the Raspberry Pi 0, I think the processor on the chip isn't as powerful to process all the information to actually make the actual board to work and control the 3D printer. Either way, once you get the Raspberry Pi 4 or the 3, whichever one you decide to get, you go to the center right here for operating system. So what you're going to do is, let me just get out of here, and I'll just bring this down so I can show you guys. Let me just close that out and bring it back up so I can show you from scratch here. And I'm sorry if this video is taking so long. It's just, this is a new year. This is 2025 now, and things change every year. So I figured since there's always some kind of update, and there's always a problem with updates for some reason whenever you update your stuff. I'm just trying to make sure I show you guys how to do things that I just learned, because it's interesting, because everybody has an update. Like Raspberry Pi has Raspberry Pi 5 now, and so there's always going to be an update in a different setting or something that needs to be tweaked. So that's the reason why I'm making this new video about this, so that I can kind of help somebody out, or even my future self. So here we go. Right now we have the Raspberry Pi Imager back up, and then right here, like I was saying, you select your device, And you can see right here that the first top one is Raspberry Pi 5. Then the one right below is Raspberry Pi 4, which I have. I have 2 of those, so I'm going to select that. And then we're going to go to the center, choose OS. Then right here, you see they have a bunch of different OSs, or operating systems basically, that you can choose from. So you're going to scroll down until you find the one that you need. So we're going to go to this one right here. Other specific purpose OS. So you click on that, and as soon as it brings you over to the next page, you'll see a lot of information here. Like these are all other OSs that are probably a bunch of different Python scripts that have been created by somebody else or like a different team. So I'm gonna go down, scroll down all the way here. Where is it at? OS. No, I may have passed it. Let me go. There it goes, right here. 3D printing. So you're gonna click on that. Now, so what's good about the Raspberry Pi one, the imager, like before you used to have to do a lot of different stuff, like use Notepad++ and all kind of different stuff, but this one is very easy to do. So when I go down, you can see right there we have Duet Pi. So that's the Duet motherboard basically. And then they have OctoPi. That's the one we're gonna use. No, this is OctoClipper. So it's the Raspberry Pi's clipper with the octoprint installed to it too. So that's supposed to be able to do like faster PDM pulse width modulation for your stepper motors and stuff. So it's supposed to be able to do like faster printing and everything. I don't know exactly because I ain't never had it. I just read about it a few times. But here we go. We have OctoPi right below it. So we click that one, and then you'll select stable. So that's gonna be where it's not having any issues. The other one below it is called new camera stack, but you don't need that. We select stable. And then with your SD card into a SD card reader, like one of these like regular SD card holders that you get with a 3D printer. This is a black one that I have, is for the micro SD card. And then you just plug that in, and then the computer will automatically detect it if you have a Windows computer like I do here. This is Windows 10, and I have this laptop has Intel i7, the Core i7. Either way, I just wanted to mention some of this stuff because I'm trying to help you guys out, because I had a hard time yesterday trying to get all this off of the other laptop. So if you're having an issue if you think you have everything set up, like you know your Wi-Fi name, the SSID, your password, and are having everything set up and plugged into the Raspberry Pi, and you're not able to access the web browser for the octoprint like this one right here, as you can see that I have it up. I have mine set up for octopi.local for the website name, the domain name basically. So all I gotta do after this is just set up everything. So store from backup, blah blah blah. You don't need to do all that. You can, since it's fresh, you just go next, and then you just go ahead and start setting everything up for your 3D printer that you're using it for. So this is good because you can copy all your G-code files that you have already exported onto your laptop or your desktop, and then you want to actually just print off of it without having to pull out. I don't like having to always take out my SD card from the 3D printer and put it into a computer SD card slot to upload the actual G-code file that I want to have printed. Like, because it's easier this way. You don't have to get up and do all this extra stuff. Literally, you just go on your website here, the octoprint, and then you just upload the file over to the SD card built into the Raspberry Pi's firmware. So now that you can do that, you don't have to worry about getting up all the time and pulling out SD cards and all that extra stuff. So this is the reason why I choose to use octoprint on a regular basis. So I'll design something on my computer, export the G-code, the SD card, export the STL file that I created, and then I would export it into like a slicer software. Like I use Ultimaker Cura. So Ultimaker Cura is the slicer that I use, and it works for basically any 3D printer for the most part that I'm aware of. Like all the 3D printers I have, it works for all of them except for right now they don't have an octoprint 3D printer profile for it, but it doesn't matter because the octoprint and the longer LK5 Pro that I have, both of those are basically clones of the Creality CR10. So I can use the Creality CR10's printer profile from Ultimaker Cura and have all those printers that I have run using the Creality CR10's profile. So with that being said, if you guys want to know more about 3D printing and like information about how you're able to do how I'm able to do all things with a 3D printer and stuff, let me know in the comments down below so I can make more videos for you guys to help you guys out, because I've always enjoyed teaching people and showing people what to do whenever they're having an issue, so kind of help out. So if you're having the same stuff or having issues or want to need information about stuff like this, let me know. I'll definitely make more videos on these subjects about the 3D printer for sure. I'm sorry this video took so long. I'm already over like 11 minutes here, but I just wanted to show you guys that I was able to get the Raspberry Pi 4 set up for octoprint again. So this hopefully will help you out. After you get everything set up like I just showed you, you gotta set up a domain name. I will start, if you need to know step by step, let me know and I will start a whole little series on specifically how to set up octoprint for your 3D printer and using a Raspberry Pi. So let me know. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.